This week we're going to talk about Nogizaka's 17th single, Keyakizaka's 4th single, STU48's news, NGT48's first single, and much more. Be sure to watch the video till the end. Now this week, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of news, so I think we should just start. Remember, first of all, we go to 48, then we're going to go to graduated, then we go to 46. You can always check on the top right of the screen to see what section you're on. And this is a new setup, so I'm still figuring things out. I want to see how audio quality sounds, how the lighting is, and see how everything is overall. Please leave down in the comments down below what you think about the setup and what I could improve on it, please. So first of all, I want to start with the 47th single, and all the PVs pretty much came out already, and you can actually go see them on YouTube. Oh wait, but my country has it blocked. So you'll have to do proxies or other forms to watch it. It's a big hassle. But I mean, until Sony Music, AKB, agree with themselves with the internet, then us international fans can fully enjoy it while supporting them. But hey, I see NMB stepping up to the plate and, taking them internet home runs. What? And next up, I want to talk about SKE48 real quick and about their new album that just came out. And I'm going to talk about the sales numbers for those. And that's actually 99,646 copies that got sold. Now, I imagine Matsuri Rena had a little bit of help in that by supporting it and showing it on Twitter, because she actually does have a solo song in there from her time in SKE48. Now, that almost hit 100,000 copies. Now, if some of you fans bought like 400 of those albums, then maybe they would have got over the 100,000 mark, and maybe they would have got to the first mark because they ranked number 2 on Oricon in back of AAA, which actually only got like a couple thousand more than them. But on the subject of SKE48, they're actually coming out with a new variety show, and I don't think it's another Ebi show, but it's another variety show. This will start April 2017, and they'll actually use their app to figure out who the next MC is. So it might be like who the fans want to see with them instead of the studio or the managers actually picking someone. So that'll be interesting to see who the MC is for the new SKE48 variety show. We'll be able to see them, and hopefully this will bump them up. Usually when the variety shows airs, there's a little bit of a bump for SKE48, and then after it ends, it kind of goes down again. But hopefully this goes on a little longer, and we get to see them rise again to the popularity. I feel like there might be some new powerhouses that people don't even know of. I mean, there's Lala Goto, who is getting pushed a lot, and of course Matsui Jurina, who is always popular. But they're not the only one who's starting a new show. NMB48 is also starting a new show. Now, it's stated this is a sequel to the current variety show, which is titled NMB and Kataru-kun, and this one's going to be called NMB and Kataru-kun. Now, admittedly, I've never watched the NMB variety show. I should start because it seems like a funny show. I mean, just looking at clips on it online and little pictures, it seems like it's really funny, so maybe I should check it out. But that starts March 5th, 2017, for those of you who want to see the sequel. And even more in television news, AKB48 is going to a Thai military base to train with them. This is for Nemus Terebi, and it's actually including a lot of members. There's Taniguchi Megu, Ino Miyabi, Izuta Rina, Okada Nana, Takita Kayoko, Kawamoto Saya, and that's it. But that will be March 19th for those of you who are interested. I know some of you Okada Nana Oshis will be interested in this and see how they fare against the training camp. Now, before we move on to STU48, I'm going to talk about a little bit of sad news, and that's that another AKB48 cafe is going to close. This is the Namba branch that will close. It will actually close March 31st, so for those of you who are going during that period, make sure to see it and say your goodbyes to it. And I mean, this is the second one that's closing. The first one was in Hakata. I mean, if the business isn't booming, they talked about this in 48 Talk, where they talked about the different venues and how really the only famous one is in Akihabara because of tourists and other fans that go there. And I mean, if the Akihabara one is so popular, why not make it bigger, maybe make it an HQ for AKB fans? I mean, there's a lot of possibilities to do in order to increase profit and lower the diminishing returns like the Hakata and Namba sections of the AKB48 cafe. So as I promised, I will talk about the STU48 members, and they're almost decided in fact. Out of 8,061 admissions, there's actually now 347 that passed the first audition and 101 that passed the second audition, which means they will go into a final round and find out who will be the members. That will be in March, which is this month, so we'll find out who the members are, I imagine, pretty soon before the end of the month. But there are some members who are confirmed, and the first one being Okada Nana, who is actually the captain of STU48. She'll be having a concurrent position with AKB and with STU48, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes around. And the reason for the concurrency, instead of just fully moving on to STU48, is, because of her disease, and also she says she wants to support Yokoyama Yui, who's running AKB48, since Okada Nana is such a powerhouse now. And I mean, it's crazy to see her go this far from people mentioning rumors that she's going to graduate from not too long ago. So hopefully this will push her in the right direction, and this will push someone else in the right direction, which is the other member who's going to be in there, and that's Sashihara Rino. And not only is she going to be a member, she's also going to be the theater manager, which means she's theater managing STU48, there's the Hagata, there's the variety shows, there's the idol group she's producing. There's so many things she's doing. I mean, she's so busy. How does she even have time for STU48 theater management? I mean, that's on a boat, and you kind of have to go to that to be a theater manager. You can't just be like, I'll monitor it from my desk. No, you kind of have to go there and see how everything is, make sure it's all running smoothly. I mean, it's pretty crazy because she wants to also be a member, which I guess she organized with management to do. So it's kind of crazy to see her doing all this stuff. The girl's super busy. I don't know how she does it. And next, I'm going to talk about KojiMatsuri, which was Kojima Haruna's graduation. But actually, talking about the graduation, this wasn't her actual graduation day. This was just the concert. She's actually going to graduate in April, which I feel like they're just pushing back her graduation date more and more. And eventually, she's going to be 30 when she graduates. So for those of you who are interested in watching that, you can go watch it April 19th. But going back to the original subject, KojiMatsuri, the graduation concert, there were a whole bunch of special guests. If you guys haven't seen it, I definitely recommend go looking for it and actually watching it, because there's first gen members that appeared. Nogizaka even came. Well, I mean, they performed with her, and even a Hello Project idol came to support her. So I'm hoping for that Blu-ray to come out, and I'll probably watch it and be super glad to watch the yummy Blu-ray quality. But now that we're off of Koji Haru, I want to actually go into NGT48. And with this is that their first single is actually coming out pretty soon. It's going to come out April 12th with the center of Nakai Rika. And she's one of the few members that I actually recognize from the TV show HKT vs. NGT. She really stuck out to me, and I'm kind of glad she got center. There's other members that stuck out more for me, but I'm glad this one got it. Again, that comes out April 12th. And now I want to talk about the individuals in AKB48, and I want to start off with Watanabe Mayu. She'll actually be starring in a new drama called Sayonara Kiritanpo, and that will start spring 2017. But the reason why she's in this drama is because she actually won AKB Love Factory as the best leading actress of all the other AKB girls. And in this drama, she will actually play a character called Abe Sada, and she's known for erotically asphyxiating her lover, so I imagine that the drama is going to be interesting at least. So I mean, clearly with this premise, it's pretty much known that it's going to be a revenge story. And seeing her performance in Crow's Blood, I want to see how she performs now. She was great in Crow's Blood, so I imagine the best for her. Not biased at all or anything. And that comes out spring, aka April 2017. I gotta plug in a Photobook. I have to do it every week if there is Photobook news. And this is actually from an AKB48 member. And that's Sakura, who's actually releasing her second Photobook. I mean, it's been 2 years since the last one, so it hasn't been super long, but it hasn't been very short either. I feel like this is an okay period of time for it. And I mean, other than her announcing that she's going to have a Photobook, there isn't really much news apart from that. So I guess we all have to keep our eyes peeled for that. But that'll do it for AKB48. Let's move on to the graduated members news. First up, I gotta talk about Matsuri Rena, who's going to be a lead in a movie. The movie is titled Magami-sama, which confusingly has a similar title to the English translated Oh My Goddess. which is an anime and manga. But I imagine it won't be that. And the reason why I say this is because there's not a lot of info on this movie. Really, it's just like a couple side notes and a picture. But what we do know is that she will play a W lead for this movie. And that comes out June 10th. Next up is a former SKE48 member who is making a YouTube channel. It seems like these YouTube channel things are really going to kick off, huh? And that person is Hiramatsu Kanako. Now, she isn't really popular, so Sankyo-wise, so, I mean, I had no idea who she was, and I'm sure some of you don't, but, I mean, this is a member who used to be in Team Z, so I imagine they were trying to push her before. But then again, Team Z only had one single, so... But it seems that the channel is getting updated daily, which is great, not like another lemon that we know that doesn't upload daily. But it seems like the videos will be cosmetic based and a little bit fashion based. So if you're into that type of stuff, you should go check it out. You know, the competition for the other NMB member we know. Next up is with Yamada Nana, speaking of NMB48, and that will be that she will actually be in a movie called Mustard Chocolate. It sounds nasty. But this is actually based on an award-winning manga that won the award like 2011. And this will come out April 29th. Now, if you don't know who Yamada Nana is, she's a former NMB48 member. She's fairly popular, so I'm sure most of you know her. And I started to get into her, but then I found out she graduated and it was too late. Next up, my girl Kawaii Rina, and she's actually going to appear in a new drama. The drama's name is Frankenstein no Koi, which has sort of a premise like Frankenstein because it's a monster. But apart from that, it's a little bit different. It's actually about a monster who looks like a human and falls in love with the girl. And unfortunately, she is not the main actress. She will be playing a supporting role, but it would be interesting to see her as a main actress. But I mean, you take what you can get, and this is something good. That will come out April 2017, so check it out if you're interested in that. 2 more members left, and the next one is about Miyazawa Sae. She will actually be in the Peter Pan the Musical, and it's pretty interesting. Although she isn't going to play Wendy, she's going to play Tiger Lily. And I mean, even though she isn't the main heroine, it's still pretty cool to be cast in Peter Pan the Musical. I remember her role in AKB49. She was a great part of the crew, and she acted pretty good and sung and everything. I mean, she does have talent in this. But next, I want to talk about a former NMB48 member who's actually forming a band. And that's Kishino Rika from NMB48. And she's actually grabbing different people, some of them who are already in bands, and forming one band with her. Now, she graduated in October, and I mean, that's pretty soon. It shows that she isn't lazing about like other members we know, and she's actually doing something. Although she is known more for her variety skills, I don't really know a lot about her musical skills, so I imagine the variety skills will come into play maybe when they show up on TV, because, you know, old school media. But since more people know her for variety skills, I'm kind of curious to see how the band will actually sound, and I'm kind of curious to see for real how it will sound, if it will be good or bad. But that'll do it for the graduate members. Let's move on to the 46. First up, I want to talk about Nogizaka's 17th single that actually has been announced. And when I wrote this originally, it was the title that was announced only. And that was Influencer, not Influenza, like some people were thinking in the beginning. And I mean, Influenza would have been kind of a funny title. And it could have been deep too. So that's a possibility. And the single covers even came out. And I mean, they look really good. I mean, it reminds me of the old style of the previous single. So this one kind of has that like magazine, Vogue kind of feel to it, and I'm really digging it. Kind of wonder if it's the same photographer. And I mean, there's no complaints. I like all of them. I mean, maybe the blacks could be turned up a little bit in the post-production, but that's just being nitpicky, and that doesn't even matter. I like it anyway. And something else with the 17th single is that the PV actually came out. You can actually watch it on YouTube. But wait, Sony Japan doesn't like foreign countries, and we can't watch it legally and easily. Going out to the music video, it's actually pretty cool. They have different dance styles. I noticed that it's mainly flamenco inspired dances, as well as some other ones. I got some hand movements over here and everything. But I mean, this video already has 1 million views, and it's not been that long, really. Next up, real quick, I want to talk about a commercial that Nogizaka was in, and it's actually with bourbon. And no, not the alcohol, it's with a gummy candy. Looking at this can be one of those weird Japanese commercials that could go viral on a website like Reddit or something. And I mean, what if you could link it over there and kind of like hype it up, and then maybe Nogizaka could get a little bit more of a name. I mean, I would do it, but I don't like posting online. While you're at it, you can share my video if you enjoyed it, or you could share other videos I have done. Next up is actually a Nogizaka46 new movie. But it's not only a movie, it's also a stage play. It's going to be 2-in-1 sort of, where the same thing is in stage play and movie, with different lead actresses. In the stage play, it's going to be Saito Asuka, and in the movie, it's going to be Nishino Nanase. And this comes from the award-winning manga Asahi Nagu. I said that right. Cool. Which is a girl joining a club and trying to fit in. It's that whole type of story. And this is actually the reason why so many girls were missing from the handshake event and are going to miss some of the future handshake events, which people were super curious about and were starting to spread rumors about. But as always, as I always say, you can read the rumors, just don't believe it all the time. And next up is news I'm super pumped with, and that's that 3rd gen will appear in Nogizaka under construction. And they have started, in fact. If you look at previous episode, you can actually see that they were like at the last 5 minutes. I'm hoping for all of this to lead up to one episode where they're on, a full episode. I mean, it's finally time that these girls finally started appearing on TV on a variety show. And I kind of want to really see them, kind of interact with their senpais and do all of this stuff. Why did I say senpais like that? Also, I can't wait to see my girls Umezawa and Yamashita on there. Next up, I'm going to talk about Ikuta Erika, who will perform in the NHK Symphony Orchestra. I had to read that because apparently I can't even read English. But that will be July 30th, and she will perform 3 songs, 2 from Frozen and 1 from Tangled. Never watched both of those movies, so I can't say specifically if it's good or not. The songs are For the First Time in Forever, Love is an Open Door, and I See the Light. Next is Hashimoto Nanami's Photobook sale numbers. Now, for the first week, she sold over 27,000 copies. It's not Mayan's 130,000 by now, but I mean, it's still pretty good. And I mean, I might pick this up. I might have already picked this up and waiting on the shelf, or I might have picked up a different book, or a combination of any of those. You would just have to wait and see. Now, moving on to Keyakizaka, the first thing I want to talk about is exciting, and that's that they're having a 1st anniversary concert. That's right, just like Nogizaka has theirs, Keyakizaka is going to have theirs now. It'll be in Yoyogi Gymnasium, and it will be April 6, 2017. Both hiragana and kanji people are going to perform. Definitely recommend if you're going to be in Japan. Kind of curious to see if there's any guests like Nogizaka or something. But they're not the only ones getting a concert. Hiragana is getting their own concert, their own one-man live. That'll be in ZEP Tokyo, March 21st to 22nd. Tickets are only 4,600 yen, so I definitely recommend going if you are in the area. Last bit of news is with the Keyakizaka46 4th single lineup, which was pretty interesting. It seems like they're mixing around different members, although some of the back members are still there. I kind of want them to come in the back. Some people are rumoring this is because they want everyone to taste the front row before diminishing the numbers. And of course, center is Hirata Yurina, even though she looked dead tired in the actual video. Something exciting about this though is that Sugai Yuka and Neru are side by side with her in the center. And in back of her we have Moria, so we have like a little triangle of strength in there. Also, something cool is that Olanana is actually in front row. But that'll do it for the news this week. Be sure to subscribe to keep up to date with the news. And like the video if you liked it. Comment down below of what I've mentioned to comments because I already forgot since this video is so long and I have 8 pages worth of stuff to cover. So, again, you can subscribe. I have other videos you can watch, some variety videos, other news videos, and photobook reviews. Thank you all for watching.